Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Daniel James, and if you are new here, welcome. Today, I want to share with you a conversation I've been having multiple times over the last 2 weeks when it comes to my one-to-one clients and also when I've been working in small groups. And that's about leaning into the hard things. A lot of the time, we try and avoid the hard tasks. We pick the easy route in the moment. And I'm here today to explain to you why leaning into the hard things in the moment will make your life substantially easier in the long run. So if I go straight to the whiteboard, what we tend to do is in the moment, we pick the easy things rather than doing the hard things. However, if you actually look at this graph, there's an X graph for those of you listening on audio. When we pick the easy things to start out with, long term, we know that it works out harder for us. Some examples, when you know that you've got to get up to do some work in the morning and you snooze your alarm for 30 minutes. It's easy to snooze the alarm for 30 minutes. Later on in the day, your life becomes substantially harder because everything's caught up with you. You've still got all the stuff you've got to do. You've now got a shorter window to do it in. For example, you can not go to the gym. That's a very easy thing. It's very easy to convince yourself, to negotiate with yourself and tell yourself that you don't need to go. That's very easy, simple, cool. But in the long run, where does that lead you? Because if you compromise once, it's easier to compromise a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. And before you know it, you're unfit, you're struggling with health conditions in the long run. We always like to pick the easy thing because that's how we're programmed. Our brain, our body, it likes ease and convenience. But I'm here to say that if you want the life that you ultimately say that you do, we have to start leaning into the harder things. Because going back here, if we do the hard things in the moment, if we get up when we say we're going to get up, if we do that extra piece of work, if we do things with more intensity, if we go the long route, if we go out of our way to help other people, that can be really hard in the moment, really hard. However, long term, it works out easier for us. Even when it comes to helping people in the moment can be hard. It can be time consuming. But in the long run, it's easier. It's easier because when you're struggling, they're then more likely to help you out. Getting up in the morning is hard, but in the long run, as we discussed, your day becomes easier because once you get up and start rolling with work, you get that momentum going. It means you can maybe finish a little bit earlier. So you're not working into the early hours of the morning. Getting up and going for a walk, getting up and going to the gym, whatever it is you say you're going to do, keeping to your word is hard. But in the long run, it works out better for you. And past this little graph, it's understanding that our identity, the story that we have of ourselves, is built on what we do. So are you the kind of person when things get tough, when things are a little bit hard, do you go for the easy option? Because if that's the answer, if that's the case, then is it any wonder why we're struggling with self-esteem and self-confidence when we know deep down that we're the kind of person that shies away from a challenge? If things get a bit tough, we don't back ourselves to actually execute on it. It's about passing these tests when no one's watching. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps with YouTube algorithm to get the video out there to help more people that may need to hear this message. If you don't want to miss any future episodes, hit that subscription button. And now back to the episode. It's really easy when people are there around us. Oh no, right, I'm gonna do the hard stuff. But then when it's behind closed doors, what option do you pick? I did a story on my Instagram about this the other day. So it's 2 easy questions that I get my clients to ask themselves in the moment when they're struggling with these decisions. Number 1, this action that you're about to take, is it helping you become the version of you that you claim you want to be? Yes or no? Number 2, is this action helping you or hindering you when it comes to your long-term goal? So those 2 questions right there, will help you to see that oftentimes it's the hard stuff that actually builds up this long-term identity. It builds up that self-esteem. It builds up that self-confidence in ourselves. It builds the goal that we actually want. Doing the hard stuff in the now, that is what allows us to grow, become better, and have an easier life down the road. I'm not saying that life becomes easy, because it doesn't. But when we keep making it a habit of doing the hard things, we have the confidence in ourselves because we've got all the data behind us to show us that we're the kind of person that when life gets tough, we persevere, we overcome, we get the job done. We don't just look for the easy route. We don't just look for the comfort. We step out of that comfort zone. Because that's what life's all about. That's what growth's all about, stepping out of that comfort zone. And it is difficult. It is scary. The mind, everything wants to keep us safe. It wants the easy route. But I don't want that for you. I want you to lean into the difficult things. There's an amazing quote. I'm sure it didn't originally come from him. J.K. Rowling didn't write it, I'm sure. But the quote from Dumbledore says, "Do what is right and not what is easy." Do what is right and not what is easy. So I challenge you today, for the next 7 days, can you start leaning into the difficult things? Can you pick the harder option that you know is the right thing for you, the right thing for your growth, your development, the right thing for you to have an easy life in the long run? Because we've all done it. We've all done it. Where in the moment, you're challenged with an easy thing and a difficult thing. And you just do the difficult thing. And then 2 days later, something happens and you say, wow, past me really did current me a favor. Because something's happened, and because of what you've done in the past, that difficult thing that you did, it's made your life right now easier, even in some small way. But then you thank yourself. That is the exact thing that I want you to embrace. Do the things, the little difficulties, the difficult challenges that you can lean into every single day will not only help you create this different story that you tell yourself about yourself because you're doing the difficult things when no one's watching, but it'll also help you move towards your goal. It will help you become that person that can do the thing that you want to do to have that ultimate result you want to have in your life. Do what is right, not what is easy. Lean into the difficulties and it will make your life easier in the long run. If you've taken any value from today's episode, don't forget to like and share with a friend. Until next time, take it easy.